Hello, my name's David Highland. Welcome to Week 7's final milestone for advanced level design over, well, my level here. So basically I went with the RPG Maker MV, which is basically up for grabs on the Steam. Purchased it for $200. It's pretty interesting. I really got into like building a lot of worlds. Cool designs. Real pain in the ass part was trying to get the scripts running, or at least the settings, variables, all types of stuff where I needed to come up with certain dialogues, make sure that everything was running or transitioning smoothly. So, let me just show you a few things before we get started with the game here. So, basically I made at least 22 actors so far, or at least the playable characters. The rest have yet to be implemented, but for this case and purposes, we'll be playing as the hero, Arnold. Now, each one of these 22 actors has, well, 22 classes. And the reason why there's more is because after hero, there's a way where you can upgrade that class into the next one. I've yet to add in any stats for the upgrade classes. However, I made some changes towards the ones that mattered. As far as skills go, I'm just sticking with the basics of which actor needs to learn what. Weapons? I know I went a little too much into details, but we'll just stick with like the swords and daggers for now. As for armors, it took a while because trying to figure out the stats and stuff. However, we just got down with the basics. Keep in mind, skills, items, weapons, armors don't really matter at this point right now. The only thing that does matter is getting the battle system in, making sure that each one of these things are in the right course, making sure each scene actually follows along with the script that's written in here. There isn't really any need for this. Don't know why. Okay, so when starting off the game, we're going to go with intro. And when you start a new game, the player has to start off as transparent. And within that, or after the intro finishes, you have to put in a little script command saying you need to turn off the transparent, making the character appear once more. So I'll hit apply, making whatever changes here. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to start this game off. Let me see if it works. Alright. Made a little changes to the background and stuff, so whoops. Let's start off with a new game. I know this seems kind of pointless, but I've yet to figure out any plugin scripts to rename the character, so whenever the dialogue happens, they always address it to the name that the players inputted. However, we'll just start off with the basics. Okay. I've yet to add more to the intro. I had to cut it off short. Basically, there was supposed to be more in it, but uh, well, really, I didn't have enough time because I was messing with scripts here. So I added in a few events here. Yeah, some tidbit info. Basically, there's like little design inside a house here. Here's our first cutscene. Okay, so this is one of my mistakes I ended up making here. See, when the character was running off, the screen needed to be fixed on the female Jessica. Now I had a certain plugin that was implemented. However, every time I activated it, the problem comes where after the scene ends, the camera would remain fixed, and there was no way of reverting it back to where the camera would follow the player back. Now, the scene was only repeatable once, as I had it intended to. All it's done is, let's see if I can get it. Just pull this up. Now, this one took me a very long time to figure out, but to make the characters more, well, appear and disappear, I had to make sure that there's a control switch for each one. As for this one, it just activates the next strip, which is, well, what you basically what you basically do is go to new, self switch, and wherever it is, you turn it on. What that does is you need to create a new event page and make sure it's set to self switch A. Now this whole thing is blank here, which means this scene only runs once, and then whenever the player enters the area once more, it will never run again. As far as dialogue goes, I noticed there was a few things I need to do, so we'll go on to edit here. So then, we'll go to our next scene here. First, before anything, let's save. Alright then. So basically what the character has to do is like go around this area trying to look for the commander here. Most of the buildings the character isn't allowed to enter. They're just there for design. First, let's collect some gold before there we go. Now, I want you to pay attention to this particular part. See, nothing happens. Now, this is one of the parts I had trouble with, is trying to get each variables in the line. Making sure that after one scene plays, then the event will be active. So when I enter the shop again, that scene will play out once more. Ooh. And I still have trouble with the variables since there's supposed to be a guard right here. Well, at least according to what this thing says. Alright, well, I'll worry about that later. Right now, we'll just follow along with how the game is running. So, is he in? No. I have these NPCs with a few dialogues. So at least the end property is working. Oh, after this. Alright, I can do a quick fix on that by going over here. That's why. Oh. So keep in mind, some events won't activate unless you put it on the same priority as the character. Otherwise, whenever the player would interact with it, it doesn't do so. Okay, so we'll go through here. It's a real pain in the ass trying to get these things to glitter here. So I quit with the animation. In here, the player can read up on tutorial systems. Okay. The choice system seems to be working. Oh, crap. Okay. So, real quick. I may have just fudged up somewhere. With the library. Here we go. Alright, so the way I did it is transfer them out of here. There. So now when the sorry, little technical difficulties. So let's replay this game. Sorry about that. Seems like some systems weren't really working so far. There we go. Okay, Magic Shop has yet to be implemented yet. So, let's continue on with a little cutscene going on here. Like I said, a bunch of variables in order to make a script run pretty well. So, now if you remember, this scene wouldn't activate unless the scene beforehand was finished up. So I needed to meet up with the commander first before activating this scene here. There's a much insider shop here, so, you know. Alright then, so I guess we're ready to go here. Let's save. I'm just skipping all this dialogue because I don't even know what the hell I said. So, here's our first puzzle here. Let's save here. So, in order to solve this, you need to make sure you follow along with this path here. I only said it too easy. Oh, there's our first battle. Now, like I said, for testing purposes, I had to make sure that the player is at least strong. So I jacked up its stats to a lot. Yeah, you'll get that overpowered feeling, but you know what? As soon as the real game starts, then you're going to be struggling for level experiences. Oh, what? Miss? Okay, maybe most of the stats weren't really jacked up too well. Anyway. I know we have bats in this stage here. Just we've yet to run into them yet. Oh, man, if exploring this area here. Ah, here we go. Ah, here's our first cutscene. Or here's our first side quest here. So now we're off to find this this adventurer's friend here. Oh, shit. Okay. So now since we learned... Oh, no. Alright. Well, we can't use heal because you have to figure out how to make all these skills multitask. Oh no. I don't know why, but the side quest ended up being skipped. It was supposed to be a little battle system going on. See, that's also the other problem with this game here. You have to make sure that each script is running pretty well. Alright, so I'll try to fix up the side quest a little bit better. However, it saves us a little bit of time. Okay. Maybe I haven't figured out the variable thing a little bit too well. You know what? Head up here. Just gonna do. Alright. And this is where I had the cutscene locked on for the next one. And that's about it. Really, I cut the demo short because I've yet to figure out how to transition each cutscene here. But there's a little bit more to this map than what the player saw. Yeah, so what should have happened right here was, I don't know why it didn't show up. Maybe it's because I thought I had it nailed down, but it seems like there's a little bit to take up here. So hopefully it goes well next time, but I'm not going to have enough time to actually explain too much. I was trying to implement this whole scene here as well, as soon as the players passes by the forest area up here after the whole cutscene and transition, but I've yet to figure out any of these plugins at all, or or even master the variable system. So freaking confusing. Anyway, that's it for my demonstration over my final milestone here. Thank you all for listening in on this, and hopefully you are interested in making your own RPG. That's it. Thank you very much.